Ella here, Salesian sister. Last week I spoke about a very wonderful woman. Today I want to speak about a very wonderful man, a priest and a saint, Maximilian Kolbe. His feast comes the day before the Assumption, which we celebrated last week, the wonderful feast of our Blessed Lady. Maximilian Kolbe was a priest with a marvellous devotion to our Blessed Lady. And he was the founder of a movement to honour the Immaculate Conception of Mary. And he was the editor of a widely spread magazine which featured our Blessed Lady. He was living in wartime and was arrested by the Gestapo because of this work and the influence which he exerted through what today we would call the media, the mass media. He was arrested in 1941 and he was imprisoned, and a few months later was transferred to the infamous concentration camp of Auschwitz. And in July of that year, all in 1941, in July of that year, a prisoner in the barracks where Maximilian Kolbe was, this man disappeared. Later, he was found drowned in the latrine in the camp. But at that time, they thought he had escaped. And so to warn other prisoners not to try to do that, and as a punishment, the commander of the camp issued that 10 men from that barracks be picked out to be thrown into Block 13, renowned for torture. They were to be thrown in there and to be starved to death. Now, a man called Francis, I can't pronounce his surname, he called out. He was one of the ones picked out, and he called out in despair. He had a wife, he had a family, and he just called out in despair. And Maximilian Kolbe, Father Maximilian Kolbe, he stepped forward and he said, "I am a Catholic priest. May I stand in for this man?" So he was virtually saying, "I will die for my neighbour." That was permitted, and they went into this Block 13 where they were starved and dehydrated, no food, no water. After 3 weeks, 4 of them were still alive, including Maximilian Kolbe. And mercifully, I suppose, they were injected with carbolic acid, and so their life was ended. What a welcome Maximilian Kolbe must have received when he went into heaven that day. He had laid down his life for another. What a wonderful example. A man who had such a tremendous love for our Blessed Lady. And now his feast day, he was canonized by Pope John Paul II in 1982, and present at his canonization was Francis, the very man for whom he had laid down his life. He was there with his wife and family in thanksgiving for a great saint. Oh, how wonderful that our priests are so noble and believing and living what the Lord commanded. Love God and love your neighbour.